Mo Firth. I'm Chief Digital Officer at Te Papa, and we have over the last 2 years been doing quite a lot in the digital and also innovation space, which I'll attempt to summarise in 5 minutes today. It was nice to hear Amelia talk about need and purpose, because whenever I give any presentation I always start with what is Te Papa's purpose under the Act. And it focuses the mind not only for us in digital, but actually everybody at Te Papa. We're here to understand and treasure the past, enrich the present, and help New Zealand meet the challenges of the future. So we're kind of operating as an autonomous Crown entity, as the culture, social cohesion and well-being to some extent part of government. And how do we need to change when all of the world's information is available at our fingertips all the time? Museums are a lot like media organisations that have been used to having a one-to-many broadcast channel for decades, which is sort of a model built on the printing press, really. And social media and all of the affordances of social technology is actually a return to the chaos of a more oral tradition and a marketplace of ideas in which we are beacons, but we're also competing with all of that noise. Our aspirations in digital are really around providing easy access. Our place, remember Te Papa Our Place, 10x, so inclusive, participatory, social. We put audiences at the heart of innovation, and so we do that in 2 ways. One is through data analytics, and the other is we have built over the last 6 months, which took a year to actually make happen, a user experience team that also does a lot of contextual inquiry and behavioural research. And on the transformation side, it's about building digital into our DNA, so that we're doing not just the shiny things. It hasn't been about apps since I arrived. It's been about how are we going to create transformative processes, people, technology. When you think about business and digital and horizons, strategic horizons, exhibitions are our horizon one, and so Te Papa has always been pretty good at innovating on what exhibitions are. Gallipoli is a good example. And the experience, there's that quote from Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. That emphasis on experience is really important. In Horizon 2, which is, I guess, building from what's our current business model to what do we do at the moment that we can leverage that creates new value for people or connects with people in different ways. We've just 2 days ago launched our new Digital Collections Online website, which is sitting on an API for the first time ever. And Digital New Zealand now has the keys to that, a key to that API. And that means not only can we start curating and editorialising and providing more meaningful, customised views into our collections, but so can everybody else that has access to that API. If I think about what we might do in Horizon 3 as far as artificial intelligence is concerned, just one example is we have one media salesperson at Te Papa. And about 60% of his time is currently spent servicing very low-level image licensing requests. If we automated that, then it means he can spend his time focusing on business development opportunities from the IP and the copyright that we hold, that then creates sustainability for the museum as a whole. Another example in Horizon 2, let's call it, Jason, is something that we've called Art Wall. And this is a new it's a minimum viable product at the moment. You can look at it at tepapa.gov.nz/artwall on your phone. And basically, at the moment, it's providing a view of about 600 of Te Papa's artworks, which you can choose, put a comment against, and then send it to the wall above the cafe and espresso on level 4 at Te Papa. And what we have found with this, I've lost the text on the side there, but I'll try and remember it, is that when people are on their own devices, they take a lot more care over their selection than they do when they're using our kiosks. and they spend on average 5 minutes and 30 seconds engaging with art at Te Papa, and this is intergenerational. We've had groups of Pacific schoolboys come through and sort of be doing play-offs with each other in the space. We've had grandparents delighted with the ways that they can use digital, and it's generated a lot of very high quality conversations about art, actually, in a space of the museum where art is not typically represented. One of the key things we're trying to do here, and actually that was a bit of a text here, one of the things we're trying to do is to create relevance for people. And it doesn't have to be highfalutin. You know, some people have actually used it to create something humorous. And a recent piece of audience research we did said that relevance is the key barrier for art galleries as opposed to museums in New Zealand. And we can hope to get about 30% to the art gallery inside Te Papa, where 50% sort of goes to the museum of the general population. So relevance, how we connect at an individual level is what we're trying to do. Also in the Horizon 3 space is Mahuki. How many of you have heard of Mahuki? It is Te Papa's innovation accelerator. We started it last year and we're now about halfway through our second cohort. It is both an acceleration program where we have a set of 12 or 13 challenges that we as a cultural institution have, and we know other cultural institutions globally have. We invite applications. Whoops.
That's a problem with my computer.
And then we select those teams to come in and spend 4 months in the hub, basically learning how to validate their product or business idea. We take them overseas to do sort of market research and to connect them with potential clients. And at the end of the program, we also support them afterwards through our global networks. And the reason we're doing this is it's not just about giving opportunities to creative businesses in our ecosystem. It actually it has driven innovation and innovative thinking in our core business. For example, when we had VR teams from last year asking our digital collections team for our 3D models, the collections team had to turn around and say, oh, we don't even have a 3D scanner. You know, we haven't started thinking about that. A lot of the cohort from last year we have done deals with and we're using in different ways inside the museum. We take a small equity stake in exchange for the $20,000 cash we give them to sort of give them noodle money for the 4 months they're in the program, and for the value of the program overall. And the relationship that we have with them ongoing, again, is helping to strengthen what we're doing in our core business. That's sort of what we do while they're in there. Exio, which is a team that's been a lot in the news and just in the last few weeks, have created a mobile app that enables owners of content to connect with audiences on their own mobile devices through Google Play as the storefront. The impact of digital, and you know, I haven't talked a lot about the emerging tech side, but it's horses for courses. It's which tech solves the right problem. We've grown digital visits to Te Papa 22% over the last year, and that's about having responsive, mobile technology. And it's about creating content people expect to see from us. We use lean, agile, and design thinking kind of product development processes, and that has been adopted not only from digital but actually back into other areas of the business as well. We've been running Google design sprints for our exhibition development teams, and that is accelerating the process of actually conceptualizing exhibitions. Audience insights are absolutely key, and we've started using platforms to create much better user experience and consistency for both our digital product that's in the gallery, but also sort of available online as well. And the thing I'd say there too about open by default is, thinking about goal. We recently, for instance, decided to Creative Commons open license all of our scientific images for use by researchers. Because we find if it's not available in collections online and people can find it, then it's as if it doesn't exist. I've lost my image there, but it was a shot of Mahuki, and everything's impossible till somebody does it. Thank you.